ngiyakuzwa uphuma kakuhle emoyeni. Alright,
I'm good njani?
ndiyaphila ndaziba wena uphila njani. Mari utlo ntshwarele ke tlotla ke e bua puo tse ngata tsatsing la kasheno bane ke tshepa lo dumela hore mme ha a bue Sesotho, mme ke tlotla me hore ke fetolele leme ke nne ke khutle hape ho leka ho ka nnete le wena lapeng mono o ska ba makala wena morati mtaseli wa tshebeletso mantla tshebeletso ratwang ya Dihlabeng FM 100.5 etsa ntlo hao le utlwahale e jwalo ka sokujutse ka ke tlo bua le mme Miss Nolithana Ntobongwana ke lebitso le thatha le wena wa lo utlwa. Mama sengibatshela ukuthi uphuma kuphi ngeke ubulise abalaleli ekhaya bawuba nabani ngoku and ubize nekama lakho kakuhle.
Dumelang balaleli be Dihlabeng. My name is Nolithana Ntobongwana, the chairperson of Public Works and Infrastructure from the National Assembly. Sincere apologies that I can't speak Sesotho or Setswana, so I will maybe speak English or Xhosa.
Yeah, Mama, let's get on top of the on the questions right now. What is the Expropriation Bill and how does it affect ordinary citizens?
The Expropriation Bill that we just came from a meeting, public hearings today here in Bethlehem. It's a bill that is there to repeal an act that was adopted by the previous government, the apartheid government. That act is Expropriation Act number 63 of 1975. We dealt with how the government of that day expropriated properties. Then now we're bringing in a bill which will expropriate property for public use and public interest. So this bill affects ordinary citizens because when organs of state, which in this form are departments, government departments, municipalities, expropriate land for public use and public interest, we're referring to when maybe this municipality wants to build houses for its citizens. So there is a land lying there, but it is privately owned by someone, and that land has been lying there for maybe 20 years. So this bill that we're bringing to the people of Dihlabeng and Free State, it means that the municipality now has powers to take that land for public interest, to build houses for people, maybe to even construct roads, to even build schools for the public interest and public use.
Why it is important for the parliament to conduct a public hearings?
The government of the day and this parliament wants to ensure that it doesn't repeat the mistakes of the previous government. Previously, there were laws that were taken that forcefully removed people from where they are staying, and people were not consulted. They were taken to areas that they didn't know to stay there. So this government wants to consult people so that people may comment on the laws that it is making, may come up with clauses. For example, many people in that hall were saying that, okay, there's this bill, we support it, but in supporting it, that clause that says those that land will be taken from must be compensated, it must be removed, because land previously was taken without compensation. And others that were in opposing or objection of the bill, they were saying that the issue of public interest is not clearly stated. What do you mean about public interest? So that's what we want, so that when we come up with the exact bill, people have participated and we come up with something that will be in favor for the majority of the people of South Africa.
All right. There has been a confusion between this process and the amendment of Section 25 of the Constitution. Can you clarify the difference?
Yes, the amendment of Section 25, which is just in Parliament right now being discussed there, that one, we want to amend the Constitution so that there is a clause in Section 25 of the Constitution that allows that whenever there is expropriation of properties, there must be without compensation. But this bill that we are bringing, we are not amending the Constitution, but we are ensuring that the Expropriation Act is in line with the constitution that we are currently using, and also to ensure that the processes and procedures for expropriating properties are clearly defined.
All right. I do get you. So far, what did the resident of the Free State have to say about the bill so far?
We have received mixed reactions and mixed views. Here, the one that we just came from, the majority of the people there were in support of the bill, and they stated that this bill will redress the imbalances of the past, and they were telling us stories there that are so sad of how farm people are treated by the farm owners, and they feel that if the farm owners can be given, farm dwellers, not the owners, can be given some of those farms, because some farm owners have more than 14 farms and they are not even staying in Free State, they are staying sometimes overseas countries. If those people that are working on those farms, government can give them land, they can also produce food for the people of Free State. Also, they can produce a feed for their livestock. They indicated that they are now packed in a common age, many people, and you are allowed only to have only 7 cows, not more than that. They feel that if this bill can be adopted, it can ensure that people are provided with land and farms. And also they feel that people, the Archbishop there, Ntobongwana, from Council of Churches, in support of this, he felt that they need centers as the Council of Churches for the victims of gender-based violence. So if government can allocate land or properties for them to use that as a center, because there are many victims there, and some of the victims are staying with their abuser because there is no safe place where they can go to.
All right. Since the committee has closed and written submission, how does the citizen who are not able to attend any of the public hearing due to work or other commitments contact the commitment to ensure that the submission is received?
Yes, we have really closed the written submissions, and tomorrow is the last day in public hearings. So the only window now that is opened for those that cannot attend the public hearings is for them to send a request to the committee secretary, who is Miss Martinez, and request for oral presentation. And then they need to call Miss Martinez in this number, 083 709 8397. I will also give you this number so that you can give it to the listeners. 083 709 8397. That is Miss Martinez, the committee secretary, and the request for oral presentation. We will open the space for oral presentation after our public hearings.
All right. Which other areas in the Free State province the committee is going to visit and conduct a public hearing?
Tomorrow is our last day. We are going to Frankfurt. The name of the schools, Falesizwe,
yes,
yeah,
in Frankfurt.
We're going to that school. The hall that we'll be using is that hall at Falesizwe High School in Frankfurt. It is our last venue in Free State for public hearings. We have been to Botshabelo, we have been to Velkom, and now we are here, and then tomorrow we are going to Frankfurt.
Okay, let me ask you last one question to say, Ms. Ntobongwana, what is your last word to our listeners, especially to the people who want to go in Falesizwe in Frankfurt, Falesizwe Secondary School?
This is an important bill, because when this bill is passed in Parliament, it will definitely mean that the government of the day is serious with the transformation. We all know that when you talk of properties, especially land, that one is a very fundamental issue of what many would say the reason that wars were fought, the reason that people fought for the freedom of this country. So if the government of the day then can transform the laws of the previous government, that would be a victory and a gain in the majority of the population of this country. So we are appealing to people of Frankfurt to join us tomorrow at 10 at Fallacies Secondary School to express their views on this important bill, to raise their comments, to raise those that are in opposition, to raise their fears that this bill will bring, those that are in support, to raise what must be done with this bill, this very, very important bill. So we're inviting them to join us. But they must understand that in whatever meeting that we have, we always observe health protocol as we are still in this pandemic.
Inkosi kakhulu mama, ndiyabulela ukuthi uze apha emsakazweni wethu Dihlabeng FM. Ngiyabulela.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mama